Hello everyone, Zitzibus here, and this is the third installment on the skinning guide. In this video, we're going to be covering what the entire series is actually about. We're finally here on exactly how to make a skin. So far, we've covered what is skinning, and we've covered the tools used to make a skin, but now we're actually going to reach the final stage and actually make a skin. So to start off with, we will need to open up the skin file, use the previous video to reference that. But anyways, yeah, here's the skin file. We will be using our colors over here. You can use layers if you want, but I typically don't. And we have our pencil, select, and move tools. From there, we will be covering, we'll also be using this software to help preview our skin. I'll be including links to this software down in the description. So to start off with, there are multiple ways you can go about this, and there's actually really no right way, but most people start on the body, others start on the head. I can't think of a single person who does the arms or legs, but that's, I mean, I suppose you could if you want to. So let's zoom in here and cover the head. So we have starting off with these colors here. We don't have any colors defined yet. So to make things simpler, since I don't want to cover making colors at the moment, let's find another skin and just steal the colors from that. What do I want to use here? Let's just use that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to steal the palette. Now, what I left out in the past video was using the eyedropper tool to help select our colors. So we see over here that it's currently set to black. We select the eyedropper tool and we choose that, and it's changed. Or we change it to blue and it's changed over here. So typically the way I like to do my colors is that I have sets of 5. Now this palette came from another member on PMC. I believe their current username is Lou. You're welcome to look them up if you want to. We had done a palette skin battle at one stage, and we had used these 3 sets of colors. These have a ramp of 6 shades, and that's perfectly fine. You can use any number of colors you want, but I like to go with an odd number. So in this case, we have our skin tones, and you'll see that there's 3, then we have our middle ground, and then we have 3 more. So what we'll do is we will go with the highlighter tool, select that, switch over to our rectangular select, and do that there. Now, very quickly, K is to do the eyedropper tool, so that's what I'm doing there. I'm going here. P is to do the pencil tool, so we fill this in. And if we do select, we can select another area. So we've done that, so let's go ahead and take this here, and just to make things simple, this isn't normally how I do it, but we'll go about it this way. We will fill that entire area in as flesh tone. So now we want to save it and not overwrite it. So let's just do, let's not go with test. We'll do my first skin. There we go. So now let's go back and select the face. So if we pull this viewer back over again, we'll do browse, and we will look for our skin, and there we go. We see the head has been filled in. So now on the face here, we will want to do various shades. Well, kind of. So let's pull out some eyes. Let's go with the very lightest shade. Technically I should be using a white, but that's fine. We'll do that. And let's give him brown eyes. We'll do that there. and let's go with that there. So there we go. Now we have a face. If we switch back over to our program, we see that it's been updated. The way this program works is that if I make an edit here of, let's take this here and just go like that. If we see that it's like that there, however, over here, it's not updated yet. And to make that update, we need to go back into the program, we save it, and we bring it back again, and we see that it's automatically updated. So far we have the face, and we have a little bit of hair on the front. So let's fill that in by selecting this face. And let's bring the hair down a little bit. Probably about that there works. Now I want to give him an ear, which means let's do that. And that looks fairly good. So now we have the basic outlines of an ear. And let's do Control-C, Control-V. Bring that over there, and we mirror it right across. So on the top of the head now, we want to do that. And in this case, let's just go ahead and use the fill. And we'll just fill that in. Now you want to choose this anti-aliasing disabled, so that way it gives a solid bucket fill. Otherwise, you'll have feathered edges, or anti-aliased edges. And let's just take that there, since the back of the head is also going to be completely brown. So now, that's the top of the head over here. So the top of the head, and this is the bottom of the head. And we have our sides over on here, and this is the back of our head. So on the bottom of the head now, let's try and go with different shades. So let's go one shade down and go across, and that's completely filled in. Now let's just save it and pull it up again and see how it looks at the moment. See? Nice and easy. So let's start off with the head here. Let's not worry about the rest of the body at this stage. Let's cover a little bit of shading. So we see that we are using this tone. It's the middle tone for the hair, and we can go a shade darker. Honestly, I don't like where that's sitting. There we go. Let's go with that. Okay. And let's deselect. And I'm just gonna quickly not select things at this stage, because I am incredibly lazy. And let's go with that there. And then over the top, let's have a parting down the middle. And now, because the way we've done this, let's select this here. And technically you don't have to do it each time, but I'm just doing it so that way you can see the progress. And we save it. And we pull our skin back over here. And there we go, we have a bit of dark edges on the sides. So if we go back again and we go one step down, and let's do this. So it takes a fair amount of practice. I've been doing this for a while, so I'm kind of used to this here. So let's do that there, and then let's bring that up. And let's just stagger it a bit. We'll do that. There we go. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, so we've done our darker shades now, and let's just bring that up there. Okay, so we have our darker shades on this side of the head. So let's go our one shade up. And let's just fill that in there, and let's do one highlight across there. So now, when we save that and bring this up, we see that side of the head has been kind of shaded in. At the moment it doesn't really look like much, and that's perfectly fine. So let's now select the rest, select it again so we can manage this, and let's take a darker shade and fill it in on the undersides of the hair. That should work nicely. And that should be fine there. And let's just set that there, and let's create a highlight on that face there. Now on the ear, the way I'm going to manage that is by taking a highlight and running it up there and going there. So now let's just copy that entire face, swap it over, and save again. And here we go. We have both sides of the face covered, and we have that slightly shaded. So now with the top of the head, let's go with that there. And back there. And feels like I'm skipping something. No, that's fine. Yep, there we go. And let's just fill that in there. And go one shade darker. And that works nicely. And let's do a highlight. Not going to do it there. There we go. And now we want that highlight there. And I kind of forgot the front of the face, so let's go ahead and get that done. So this part is more, you need to, I can't really teach you at this stage. I'll teach you further down the line, but don't worry about not getting it at this stage. You'll learn it further down the line, which I just kind of repeated myself a fair bit there, but oh well. So yeah, let's go with that. Let's go there. Okay, so save that and bring this back over, and there we go. Now we can kind of see the hair taking shape, and the back of the head can also be shaded if need be. However, at this stage, let's just go ahead and jump past that, and let's cover the body. So depending on what we want to do here, I really don't know. So let's just fill this in. So just to give us a neckline up here. And let's give him an orange shirt. Well, I don't like that shade. No, I don't like that shade either. Okay, actually, let's take... We're gonna steal some purple from this skin. So by doing that, let's just go with the darker shade here. And let's quickly swap this over. So I am very much guilty of reusing my palettes. It's one of my weaknesses. Okay. So let's just give him a purple shirt. It's going to clash horribly, but meh. Let's do it anyways. Alright. Fill that in. Okay, so now typically, very quickly, with shading, what we want to do is you want to have either shadows on the edges of the hair here, no matter what you want to do. You basically need to consider how the various layers are going up. So in this case, but we also want to consider the creases. So the way lighting will typically work is that we have our block of lighting up on the front of the chest, and we have our, it's going to fade off on the sides here. So I don't want that there yet. But yeah, we're going to do it this way. And just to give our bit of a definition on the chest here. cover that. Alright. Depending on how I want to do this. That looks fine. Okay. And that should work nicely. So giving him a bit of a belly should be okay. And now we want to apply shadows on the skin area here. And let's save that again. And let's pull this up. And there we go. Now we have a chest on him. And we can see that the sides haven't been done yet. Now the sides, since they're covered by the arms, that means that they're going to be a darker shade. So let's fill this in here. And go there. Carry that across. And let's just give a line down here. And there we go. So copy and paste, and let's just flip this to cover this side too. And let's cover the top of the body. So we want purple, and let's fill that in that way. And let's go one shade darker. And honestly, let's scale all the way back. And bring this up again. And we can see that we've shaded the top of the body. That's a very loosely hanging on his shoulders. I don't really like that. Honestly, I want to do this here. That gives me some more comfort. And bring that up again. Yep, there we go. So now let's just quickly do the arms and legs. We're not going to worry about the back or anything like that. So there. And we take our flesh tone of the middle ground. Just be sure to sample wherever you're going. It really helps to not recreate the colors each time. If you have a palette, it keeps it consistent and just it will flow a lot nicer, but that again, personal preference. So now, since we're going to be having the creases, we have the body. We see that it's getting darker on the edges here, so we are going to do the same thing on the arms, where we're going to place that as being darker. And let's take this here. Honestly, let's go there. And there are times that you'll want to just very quickly give an extra shade, so let's go one step darker to do the inside of the curled up fist. And let's place that there. And now we want to highlight on there and there. And what are we missing? There we go. We want to do that. And at the moment he's sleeveless, so let's give him sleeves. And which means then we want a shadow extending across here. There we go. And just to help balance things out, let's move the crease of the arm down to here. So now on the bottom of the shirt, let's do that. And give a highlight there. So save. We bring this back over and let's set it to that, and there we go. So we can see that the sides haven't been done yet. It looks rather odd, but you can always just shade around onto the sides. So now let's cover the front of the legs. So far the shirt has been purple. We now need to switch over to that. So let's go with jeans. So grab that. It's going to be a lighter shade of jeans. And we go down one shade darker. Cover the insides of the legs. And he needs shoes. I forgot about that. Nope, nope. I want a dark brown. And just do that there. And give one shade lighter. That should work. So if you think of the way, you always have to remember where the lighting is going and typically where it highlights on the normal body. So we need to think about the knee. So in this case, we choose that color, and then we go up one, and the knee typically goes a bit lighter. You can change that if you want, it doesn't really matter. And, oh, I suppose we can do that. Actually, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it that way. There we go. And since we've done that, we want to do this here. I don't like that. Let's just go there. And that should work. Now let's pull it back over again. And there you go. So it looks like he wet himself, and that's something you have to constantly consider with making skins, and that how does it look? And there we go, that looks a bit more of a natural. Well, kind of. I use that word loosely. So the inside of the legs haven't been done, the outsides haven't been done, but you get the gist. So basically what we're doing, we just have to go over it. Need to always remember we have on all these faces, so this is the top of the legs, these are the bottom of the legs, top of the body, bottom of the body. We always have the front being here on all of what we have, and then you always just wrap around on the sides. Now let's just quickly cover the helmet layer. What we had seen was that at the moment, the way the skin viewer works is that it realizes that the head too has been entirely filled in, so it's ignoring it. However, were we to take something here and just cut that out and save it again and pull it over, it sees that we're potentially trying to use it. So we don't want that. And only the head layer actually has transparency. Now the 1.9 version of Minecraft, I believe, has extra support for this now, where it allows for, well, all armor layers allows transparency. It's not just the hat layer, but now skins are coming out with opacity as well. But we're not going to cover that quite at this stage. So let's entirely get rid of that. Let's save it again and pull the skin back over, and there we go. We see that it's gone. What we want to do is to give a bit of extra depth, and we want our ears. So let's copy this entire face, drag it over here, and just trim that up there between the ears. There we go. And now we have these two 2x2 areas, and when you look at it this way, it looks a bit funky upon here. But otherwise, if you look like this, then it gives it a bit more of a nice, semi-realistic ear look. And there you go. So that's roughly how skins work. From here, we can then take our skin and we can upload it to Minecraft.net. And if we were to load up the game, then the game, well, we would be able to see our skin that we just created on our player model. So fairly exciting stuff. So anyways, that's the basics of making a skin. I kind of flew through a lot of stuff. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment. I can try and answer them for you. If you want to, you can go over to my PlanetMinecraft profile and you can check out my skins there. See how just some of the techniques that I try and use. Honestly, that is the biggest part of skinning, is to look at other people. How do they make their skins, and to try it for yourself. It's just really, that's how you learn skinning. So I'm kind of shooting myself here in saying that, but definitely just look at other people's skins. Now, just to clarify, don't steal other people's skins. That's bad. But it's okay to use other skins as reference, or to be inspired by the skins. Try their shading style. I mean, that's honestly how I've developed a lot of my shading style. If you look at the way my skin looks in this case, a lot of people would claim that I look a lot like, as in my skinning style looks a lot like a user named Thezi over on PlanetMinecraft. People have said that before, and honestly, I believe that's because both of us have looked at some of the exact same skinning gods and kind of got a bit of references out of them, and then from there you slowly develop your own styles. So yeah, just look at other people and just keep trying and messing around. And honestly, if you can develop your very own unique shading style, that's actually going to really help you. It sets you being apart from everyone else, and it makes you unique. So keep at it, and I will see you in the next video.